Well, howdy and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode, we are talking about 3 new arrivals from Arrow Video. These are actually all 3 of Arrow's April 2023 US releases. So we have the Assassination Bureau, we have Lover's Lane, which is a mostly forgotten until now direct-to-video slasher movie, kind of the tail end of that whole teen movie, slasher movie cycle. And we have Heart of Dragon, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung directed this. If you've been watching my reviews of all these Sammo Hung movies that have arrived in the last 6 months or so, you know it could go either way. Did I like it? Stay tuned. Let's talk about the Assassination Bureau. So this is actually my second time reviewing this movie. I first reviewed it when it debuted on Blu-ray is what I should say. In November 2021, I wrote a review for the imprint version. And I wanted to go back and see if my thoughts now align with my thoughts from a year and a half ago. And they really do. I still feel exactly the same. There's so much about this movie that I like. Oliver Reed is great. He didn't get a chance to do a lot of comedy in his career. He did some, and he does a lot here in this movie. There's a lot of costumes and outfits, and he's doing voices and characters. And he also gets to be the dashing, suave, undercover, man of mystery. Diana Rigg, who is wonderful in everything, and Emma Peel from the Avengers, very sexy, especially in this movie, and Telly Savalas, who loves you, baby, who was he's the mustache twirling bad guy in this movie. Everybody's having fun. Everybody knows what they're in. It's a very cheeky, silly, campy, but distinctly British sort of espionage style movie. The premise of the film is that it's like Assassin's Creed, but it's from the 60s. There's a secret society of assassins that has been shaping history since the dawn of time, basically. And Diana Rigg plays a journalist who actually hires she hires the assassination of the leader of the Assassin's Guild, which is Oliver Reed. So he's on the run, and she's caught up in the mix, and it's fun. My issue with the movie is that it's just too much. For me, it's just too much. It's like a series of vignettes that are loosely tied together. So it's like, there's the Bordello vignette, which is like 20 minutes. And then there's the thing with the coffin that's so funny, that's like 20 minutes. And then there's the thing at the Zeppelin, 20 minutes, But the through line, it feels like these individual chunks to me. And I go back to so on this release, Kim Newman, the imprint release, Kim Newman contributed like a 30-minute retrospective on his thoughts on the Assassination Bureau. So here, he's actually doing the commentary with Sean Hogan. So he's gone from a feature to a commentary. He says something to the effect of, it's too expensive to be an exploitation movie, and it's too silly to be taken seriously. So it's in this limbo land. It's in this middle thing where it's like this big, huge, expensive movie that doesn't mean very much. And for me, it just feels like 4 ice cream sundaes in a row. It feels like a 3-hour movie, but it's not even 2 hours. So if it's possible for a movie to be too much fun, the Assassination Bureau is that movie. This is a really nice package, though. They have the same transfer that was from Paramount that was supplied to imprint, a year and a half ago. But Arrow has done a little additional cleanup work on it. So it's not like a brand new 2K scan or 4K scan or anything like that. But it's been a little bit of improvement. So it has the commentary, Right Film, Wrong Time, a 30-minute appreciation by critic, broadcaster, and cultural historian Matthew Sweet. Original trailer, image gallery, reversible art sleeve. So here is the reversible art. And it does have, not only does it have a booklet, we also have reproduction art cards. So this is centered around an essay from Catherine McLaughlin titled Miss Winter's Outrageous Acts and Everyday Rebellion in Edwardian England. So as you can gather from that title, it's a fairly elevated, scholarly essay, but I enjoyed reading it, and I like scholarly looks at movies, especially when, 1968 is sort of a crossroads for a lot of culture that was happening. You got the mod revolution, the rise of the hippie thing. You've got Carnaby Street. You've Last Night in Soho. Edgar Wright's movie. That's kind of there's a lot going on here. So here's the these are the art cards. They're interestingly kind of they almost look like they're out of focus. So I don't know if these are taken directly from film frames or what the story is here, but you see they're not very sharp. But if these are reproduction images, maybe that's how they looked always? I don't know. Anyway, this is a fun movie, and I hope that my comments have just intrigued you. You should always, regardless of what I think about something, I want you to check it out for yourself so you can make up your own mind. Lover's Lane. A movie it was not even on my radar until this came out. I don't remember it. So, 1999, that's after Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, you know. It's sort of, it really is kind of the tail end of a cycle there. And it's also really, it's a low budget film. So this was not, that's an MGM film, but it's not a big studio picture, and it doesn't have a whole lot of like A-list. So it's got the guy that played, well, let me look at the cast list. So, I should say Anna Faris. This is one of her earliest screen roles. Anna Faris is one of the girls here before Scary Movie. This is 1 year before Scary Movie, so that's interesting. Richard Sanders. So, WKRP in Cincinnati. Les Nessman is in this movie. I won't say his role. It's kind of a critical role. But the filmmakers, there's a new 30-minute retrospective here talking about the making of the movie, which is great because a lot of us don't remember this movie. Let me show you this. This is what it looked like on video stores, like at your Blockbuster. They talk about selling. I think they made the movie for $100,000. Made outside Hollywood. Shot some stuff like in the filmmaker's driveway and garage and stuff like that. Like it really was a small production. So I think they said $100,000, and they made their budget back they made a deal with Blockbuster for the VHS rights, and then they made another deal later for the DVD rights, because that tells you when this movie came out. It's like right there on that DVD, right on that dividing line of when DVD came out. But it's a fun movie. It's not like a lost classic or anything like that. But if you saw my interview with Larry Block, the screenwriter of The Funhouse, Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse, he talks about the rules of horror and how horror should, when it works, it has a morality. Good people are punished. Good people are rewarded for the right things. You get punished for doing the wrong things. Bad behavior gets punished. This follows the rules. It knows the rules and it follows the rules. So I really liked that about it. And I'm going to revisit this. You know, this is not one of those movies that I'm like, well, I've seen it now. I don't need to go back. I've seen it. So that's nice. It's got a reversible poster here with both pieces of art that you've just seen. So here's the original and the new artwork. And it's got a booklet with really interesting, let's see. Oh, there's Anna Faris right there. Hooking Up, Urban Legends and Lover's Lanes by Lindsay Hallam. So Lindsay Hallam is really giving us a retrospective on, it's kind of centered around the hook hand story. And that, as seen in Urban Legend. I mean, it's a hook hand slasher. But, how much should okay, that's all I'll say. I could tell you more, but I might be taking the experience away from you, and I don't want to do that. I got to keep these spoiler free. I will say this. Scream, right, establishes that there's a twist. You know, all these movies, I think Urban Legend is like, there's a twist. This movie tries to do a twist too, and it was such a twist that I was like, wait, what? Like, it took me a second for it to, like, I had to think about it. I was like, hold on, I had to do do a chart in my head. Like, okay, this connects to this, this. Oh, like it was maybe too smart of a twist. I don't know, or too complicated of a twist. So brand new 2K restoration from a 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negative. We've got two versions. We have a widescreen version, which was never shown in theaters, and we have the regular full frame version, 185. 133. The 185 is the widescreen, and then the 133 version as seen on VHS, and assuming DVD as well. Let's see. They're talking about the audio and the subtitles. Brand new audio commentary with writer-producers Jeff Miller and Rory Veal. Screaming Teens, The Legacy of Lover's Lane featurette with Jeff Miller, Rory Veal, and actors Matt Reedy and Carter Roy. That's the thing that is really informative. Image gallery reversible sleeve. So if you're a huge horror fan, if you're a slasher fan and you haven't seen this, don't go into it looking for, like, is this the next Scream? Which is weird because they keep making Scream movies all these years later. It's not that. It is a fairly original idea. They do make some interesting things with it. They do interesting things with it, and it's pretty fun. I like it. It's like I don't rate things, but I'm pretty I'm like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Like I was like, oh, that's pretty good. That's more than I expected it to be. Let's talk about Heart of Dragon. So when this came in, obviously I've never seen it before. I think this is the North American debut of this on Blu-ray. So it says, so Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung play brothers, and more serious and emotionally driven than many of their prior films. Hung and Chan made sure not to skimp on jaw-dropping stunts and high-velocity violence, while showing a broader depth to their talents than audience had seen before. So I go into this movie expecting something very different. And the first frame of the movie is Jackie Chan popping up in the frame, and he's like, and I was like, my heart sunk. I was like, oh no, this is not different. And then our first appearance of Sammo Hung is, so he plays a mentally challenged grown-up. He's in his 30s and he's mentally challenged. It's part Rain Man, but Rain Man hadn't happened yet. This is 85. Rain Man's what, 88? And it's part Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder. So we first see Sammo Hung. He's wearing overalls. He's got this bowl cut, and he's like carrying a bunch of toys. He's just like, huh. And again, heart sinks. And I'm like, this is not what I thought I was going to be getting into here. And so while it's got some great action scenes. It's got a really cool car chase that could rival the Italian Job. It's like a car chase being chased by, I think it's like 8 motorcycles. That's really cool. The climactic battle, it's incredible. It's a really great battle. Highly violent. It's even got some really cool stunts in it. But the core of the movie is built around, so it's like a crime movie, but Jackie Chan is a cop whose brother is Sammo Hung, who is mentally challenged. And it's just like, why can't you grow up? Why can't you be a man? That sort of a thing. And you have to buy that to buy the movie. Like, you have to buy into that working, and it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. I'll show you guys some. So this is the movie I wanted, and this is the movie I got. And then this is the movie. Like, I don't know, man. I like parts of it, but it's just like, these are not clicking for me. These Sammo Hung comedies with hearts of gold, it just doesn't work for me. It just feels, I don't know if it feels patronizing. I'm not sure what it is. It just doesn't work. But I'll say this, if it works for you, and again, there's really cool stuff. There's actually, let me talk about one of the stunts really quick. So there's a stunt where this guy goes out a second-story window in a building, falls onto like a canopy, like over a canopy over the door. It's like a cartoon. The whole movie's like a cartoon. Falls out of the second-story window, bounces off a canopy, and then a car drives, and he lands on the car. So it's one of those things, like, he's like, crash, bounce, car. Like, if the car's not there, if he bounces the wrong way, he's hitting the ground after falling out of a 2-story window. So it's very impressive stunts. And there are things I like about the movie, but I don't buy. I just can't. These Sammo Hung movies where he's so comedic and he's like, I don't know. Like, his butt, he's naked so much. Like, why do we need to see his butt? Why are we doing this? It doesn't work for me. It's a bridge too far for me. But if you're into these, you should know that this is like, it's a really great presentation here. So 2K restoration from the original negative by Fortune Star. We have 2 versions of the movie, the 91-minute Hong Kong cut, and then the 99-minute extended version, which was in Japan. By the way, have I showed you guys this? Again, that's the movie. This is a fair representation of the movie. But in Japan, it was the first mission in Japan. And so the first mission has like 8 minutes, like 2 extra action scenes to balance out all the Simple Jack, don't we feel great stuff. Like, I love you. It's like they fight and then they cry. There's so much crying in the movie. I don't know. But all right, so your typical language options. Let's see, Cantonese, English mono on both cuts, plus Mandarin on the theatrical cut, Cantonese with alternate score on the extended cut, optional English subtitles, brand new commentary by Frank Jang and FJ DeSanto on the extended cut, the making of the first mission and the first mission pre-release event that comes from I think it's a Japanese release of the first mission because that's what it was called in Japan. Those are like, there's like 2 hours of bonus features here. The first mission stuff is like one is 49 minutes, and the other one is, I think, 20 minutes. But here's the thing. They're really dry. And a lot of it, there's not even any dialogue. It's just like, and you can tell they were done about 20 years ago. So it's just like this cute, like, that kind of music. And just like images, like B-roll footage. It's great. It's fine. It's okay. It's great. It's fine. It's okay. So then there's some interviews. There's like 6 interviews. Let's see. Interview with Jackie Chan, Rocky Lai, 2 archive interviews with Sammo Hung, interview with cinematographer Arthur Wong. Those are about 10 minutes each. And they're not new. They're, again, from about 20 years, maybe even the 90s. Probably the 90s, to be honest with you guys. But if you like, if you're collecting these Fortune Star movies, this is Golden Harvest, right? No, Shochiku? Anyway, if you're collecting these Sammo Hung movies, you're gonna want this because you got a poster with both pieces of artwork on it. You've got the Heart of Dragon, not Heart of the Dragon, Heart of Dragon, and then the Japanese first mission poster. And it's got this booklet which has a couple. I think it was 2 essays. To the Beat of the Dragon's Heart by Dylan Chung, and Heart of the Matter, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and the Golden Years of Hong Kong by David West. David West is one of those, when you see David West pop up, he's one of those, I feel like he's synonymous with a lot of these releases. Frank Jang and David West are kind of like the superstars of the critic, the scholarly approach to these things. So these are all 3 of the era releases for April. Hopefully I've told you all that you need to know about them without spoiling them for you, and armed you with the knowledge so you can make an informed purchase decision, which is always the goal at Serial at Midnight, to talk about movies in a way that is beyond, so Heart of Dragon came out, looks like it's going to be Jackie Chan again. We watch movies here, we talk about movies, and I'm always going to be honest with you guys, but I also want you to know what you need to know so that you can make a smart purchasing decision. You know if these are for you or not. I'm going to put links in the description of this video, so if you want to buy them, you can click through those links. You'll be supporting me, this channel, and getting something for your collection in the process. Guys, thank you so much. Thanks to Arrow Video for sending these over for me to review and talk to you about. So let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Thanks so much. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.